Well, hello. How you guys been? It's me, Xiagax, and I have indeed been away for a while. I am so tired of saying that line. It's so overdone with me because I've had how many breaks. I think that's just because of how life is for me. Trying to be an IT professional, and in this economy, it's just absolutely garbage. It sucks. It's a real struggle. But I got a feeling that things are going to be getting better here pretty soon. And you're probably wondering where I have been. So let me tell you. You guys remember how about a year ago I let you guys know that I'm diabetic? Yeah. I think that's where some of the kind of the financial issues started kind of piling on. And as a result, I have to pay back a hospital bill. This is where I had to start picking up second jobs. Most YouTubers might burn out because, they just sit here and work themselves into the ground until they're just like, I can't do this. I need to take a break. I kind of had the opposite problem. I had so little time, I couldn't even make content to even get burned out in the first place. That's where also that Worlds of Fun 2024 video came from. That was a labor of love because back in 2024, I was actually doing a government job and I needed some extra hours. And the government job was actually a swing shift. Side note, I hate how we have these weird names for just like the time of a shift. We have a morning shift, we have a swing shift, we have a graveyard shift, because I had to like go back and look up and like what the hell do those mean? Anyhow, I'm getting off track here. But yeah, I had an afternoon shift doing a government job. So it left me plenty of time during the morning to go work at Worlds of Fun here in Kansas City, which is what I did. And I actually had a lot of fun. I actually did rides. And I actually really like this job because I actually came back, although circumstances led me to actually kind of reapplying later. So I kind of got a little bit like, I don't want to say depressed, but a little bit bummed out, thinking like, okay, all the ride positions have probably been taken. I'm going to have to do something else. And I did park services, which is basically the janitorial service. Yeah, so there's that. So anyhow, that's basically what I've been doing. For the past year, almost 2 years now, is basically working two jobs. And after, actually it was earlier in 2024, I think I got it about to August, where I was trying to jump onto an IT program to get some free certs. That basically didn't work out because the timing was just terrible. So I ended up switching departments. I did food and drink for a little bit at Worlds of Fun. And then I found that I went from like 25 hours, 30 hours, all the way down to 8. And it was not going to be sustainable, especially after the government job, which was actually, well, a contract job. And ended up kind of getting bumped off there because the contract expired. So I was left working part-time for a little bit. And then I ended up getting moved to not so great hours. So I had to kind of scramble to find something to keep me afloat. Fortunately, I did. There's actually a pizza joint not too far from my place here where I was able to float just long enough to get situated into another full-time position, which is where I am now. And I then was able to, I was able to work two jobs until the part-time position started losing out on hours because the holidays came around, which is probably what's actually happening now, which I'll get to later here. So after I had to bounce from that job, found another one, absolutely hated it. Actually got to be a health hazard for me because it was stressing me out so much that it was actually possibly a health hazard. Like I almost like passed out because of getting stressed out so much because of the diabetes and whatnot. I had to say, I can't do this anymore. So I went back to Worlds of Fun for 2025. I did park services, and then we finished up. They have their Halloween haunt event. So I got to the end of that. So I actually got to see what the end of the season looks like for a change. And now I'm kind of in a bit of I've got a bit of a bunch of extra time now that I should be filling with another job here. But I don't know if I can right now, actually, because I don't think anyone hires during the holidays. Because I think once we start getting here, especially a lot of the service industry, because everyone just kind of moves over to Christmas shopping, so they don't go out to eat and whatnot, at least not as much. So that may actually leave me a little bit of time here, although I think maybe like January may pick up a little bit depending upon what, you know, who or what's hiring. So we'll see. So with that said, I think that actually leaves me a little bit of time to actually make some content here. But when I actually look at my YouTube channel, I've actually started to notice a bit of a trend here. The Let's Plays generally don't really get a lot of viewership, but there are videos that actually do get some viewership here. There's a couple of examples that I kind of want to point out. So I have my Palworld patch notes. There's the few that I did because I thought Palworld was going to be the next big thing. But yeah, those actually did fairly well compared to the number of subscribers on this channel. Probably did, I think it got about twice as many views as there are subscribers on this channel. I'm looking at about like 300-ish for both of them. And another good example was where I was talking about when Rooster Teeth shut down. I basically shared my experience being a fan of Rooster Teeth, although it was a little bit long-winded. It just shot about 5 seconds. I'm actually looking at my YouTube channel right now. 5 seconds shy of a half an hour, where I basically just talked about my experience and how it was really cool to be a Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter fan. You know what, back in like 2011, and then as time went on, you started to kind of see some of the personalities in Rooster Teeth were just really shitty people. So, yeah, I basically just kind of shared my experience with that. I think there was, and it also came at the time, I think it was right as was happening, like when they were just ready to shut down. I think actually Bernie, one of the original founders, reacquired Rooster Teeth. That said, though, I personally don't really care to see anything come out of it. I'm not holding my breath for it to be good. I don't know if they have any content. I don't care anymore. I've moved on. But either way, that's what that video was. It was basically just me talking about my experience with them. But either way, if I actually look at, I would say, my top 5 videos here based on viewership, I'm starting to notice a similarity here. So I have my number 5 video, Where Do I Find Rock Climb, part 28 of Pokemon Platinum. I have a pretty good idea as to why people are watching that, because they had the same problem as me. I didn't know where the hell to find Rock Climb. At least I think that's what happened in that video. It's been a while since I've seen it. I don't really watch my own content. Some of them, but not like in their entirety. I mean, makes sense. I lived it. I already, played and recorded these games. But yeah, I think that's probably what was going on, is I couldn't figure out where the hell Rock Climb was. And I think the way that I titled it, people probably clicked on the video thinking that I was able to give them an answer, which I think I did. So I would have to actually go back and look at the video just to be sure. But yeah, I think that's why that one, that one probably did well. This is, yeah, all these top 5 videos all have like 1,000+ views, just for a reference here. Number 4, A Fish That Cannot Swim, part 14 of Mega Man Battle Network, Cybeast Gregar. Another case of where people may be playing that game, they don't know where to progress or how to progress because the game's not clear. Granted, I think this is a part where you're just going to like the aquarium, or you need to go to the aquarium to progress the scenario. And it's a little bit cheeky because again, the clue is, it's in the title right there. It's, you have to find a fish that cannot swim, and the only place that you can find anything that fits that description are the fish sticks at the aquarium. Fish that cannot swim, they're dead, they're food, duh, they don't swim. So that would be why. I think that's where people looked at that and they're like, oh, he's at that part, maybe he figured it out. Then we have number 3, Inverse Battle Onage, part 11 of Pokemon Omega Ruby. This one, I could not tell you why it did as well as it did. I don't know, maybe it's the word onage. That's the only thing I can think of. Or I don't know, maybe that's where people are trying to figure out how the heck inverse battles work. I mean, pretty simple, like battles, you know, I mean, type advantages are reversed. So as, you know, water being good against fire, it's the, you know, it's the other way around. Fire is good against water. I don't know, maybe it is the word ownage in it because people are like, oh, that's a cool term, and it, you know, picked up. But again, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure why it did as well as it did, but I digress. The second highest viewed video as of making this video, the password is Password, part 29 of Pokemon White 2. And I think this is because I might have captured lightning in a bottle without knowing it. And that is because the thumbnail on the video, I think, may have played a really big factor into it, because I'm at the computer console right next to the electric wall where you have to put in the password. I believe the password was actually Reshiram. Spoiler alert. But so the password is indeed not password, but you know, you get the idea that the title is a joke. But I think people looked at that and they'd be like, oh, he knows the password. So, you know, they're able to skip, you know, a pretty sizable portion of the Team Plasma base there. And then finally, we have the highest viewed video at a whopping 40,243 views with 33 comments and a like to dislike ratio of 89.3 to Catch a Larvitar part 20 of Pokemon Soul Silver. I know exactly why this one is as well performing as it is. Larvitar is very highly sought after, and the title, while it's supposed to be a joke on Chris Hansen's To Catch a Predator, it's very close to probably what people are really looking up on the search query, and that would be how to catch a Larvitar. Because again, Larvitar is pretty highly sought after in Heart Gold, Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, the Gen 2 games, because it's a pseudo legendary and it's pretty damn good. So people want to figure out, well, how the heck do I get Larvitar? So, well, you have to go get the Safari Zone. And actually, I think I might be wrong about this. Somebody can correct me in the comments, but there is a possibility that you may get the environment or the biome that you need Larvitar to show up in without having to do the whole quest line. I was just unlucky and I didn't get the one that I needed, so I had to go do a bunch of different tasks for what's his freaking name? I can't remember. The Safari Zone Warden. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at it. This is another video I haven't watched in God knows how long, but yeah, you have to do a couple of tasks in order to get the mountain biome so you can actually catch Larvitar. And then I actually caught Larvitar, which was nice. But yeah, I think I did a number of things on accident correctly that actually got more viewership on it. But if I actually look at all these videos here, like all my top 5 videos here, I'm starting to notice a trend here. 4 out of 5, I can very evidently see they answered a question somebody had playing these games. The rest of my Let's Play videos don't really do that. They seem like they're just kind of fluff. So what is it that I'm trying to say here? I think I need to kind of radically change or not so radically change my content here a little bit, because something I think I've also kind of noticed, and I've looked to the example of other Let's Players. So for instance, like I looked at like some of the stuff that Let's Players have done, and well, one, I think maybe they kind of struck while the iron was hot when they actually started doing Let's Play content. But I think the other thing that they also do, especially people who are actually starting Let's Play channels now, is that they actually manage to develop a personality, and that personality becomes evident to their audience. And when you start doing Let's Plays, people don't really care that much, so they don't have a reason to check out for your personality. So I guess what that probably means is that I'm probably going to be doing quite a few less Let's Plays in the coming future. Now, when I say quite a few less, I don't mean I'm done doing them entirely. I mean quite a few less. there are still 2 Pokemon games that I would like to finish in the Let's Play series, or just the series as a whole. I kind of got a little bit behind, but I do want to do Let's Plays of Ultra Sun and what do I got left? Violet. So I would like to do that. So I'm not going to like quit Let's Plays altogether, but I think if I'm going to be doing gameplay, I'm probably going to be doing that more on Twitch, which does actually give me another reason to use the archive channel. I mean, I've actually been really thinking about this. So the Xiagax archive channel has actually been sitting dead, not doing a whole lot of anything. And that's because I had a bunch of subscribers on there that I illegitimately got without realizing that it was against the rules of what I was doing. Long story short, don't join sub for sub network. That's cheating. YouTube doesn't like it very much. However, I think because my gains were so minimal, YouTube has not noticed anything, or they just don't care. The channel is only about 600 subs, I think, around there. Yeah, it's not huge. It's definitely, both channels are under 1,000. But either way, what I'm thinking about doing is that when I'm actually going to be streaming on Twitch, the day after, I think that's where the VODs are going to go, because I need a permanent place to put VODs, because they don't stay forever on Twitch. Well, if I'm going to be doing gameplay on Twitch and then putting the VODs on the archive channel, what am I going to be doing with this channel? Well, I think I kind of answered that somewhat. I'm probably going to be, well, in addition to doing a lot less Let's Plays, I kind of want to do more guide stuff. I want to be able to teach people stuff with games, especially with one that's actually really coming up. I got super hyped with this back when I was still in college. I saw the trailer for it, like a lot of other people. It was Hytale, and wow, the news on this thing, holy crap, this is bigger. The comeback on this thing is bigger than No Man's Sky. How many of you remember No Man's Sky and how terrible that was? Yeah, this thing, it's bigger than that. This thing is basically just risen from the grave. So yeah, that's kind of what I'd like to do. Once I finish up the Let's Plays, I'm probably going to edit them a little bit different, so that way they're not like 50 episodes long. I think that's the other thing that may have been hurting as well. That's the advice that I've gotten, is that if you are going to do a Let's Play, you probably want to keep it short. So if it's something that's long, like Pokemon, you probably want to be doing cutting out a lot of unnecessary stuff. I think actually, not only look at it, a lot of the videos I probably could have cut down. I probably could have cut down way more anyway, because all the random battles, there's no point. There's no point in watching those unless it's something that maybe it's something I'm catching, or it's something really important that is really like integral to the whole Let's Play or the whole story, what have you. So I'm thinking that's probably what I'm going to do. I can cut out a lot of random battles that don't really do a whole lot of anything. And I think after the, or maybe in conjunction with those Let's Plays, because I'm going to actually be making a video related to Hytale here very soon, as in within like 24 hours. But yeah, I think that's the idea, is I'm probably going to be like switching up how I edit the videos with the Let's Plays, so that way I don't have like 50 episodes and like people are just gonna be like, I mean, that may have flown like back in the day when people had nothing. I mean, when people couldn't really get their hands on games as much. But now, because everything is like on demand with digital delivery, it's easier to get games. It's not so hard. You don't have to go drive all the way to GameStop, Walmart, wherever to go pick up games, and that or watch or you don't even need to watch somebody else to determine if you like the game or not. I mean, you should. Don't pre-order games unless you're really, really, really confident that it's a game you're gonna like. Or in the case of actually Hytale, now that I speak of it, it's a studio that you want to support, which I'm probably going to reiterate this in the video coming. I kind of have a little bit of it scripted out in my head, but yeah, I'm definitely planning on getting the Founders Pack for Hytale. And And in addition, I've actually probably got maybe some shorts I can do as well, because like I said, it is April 28th, 2025. Double XP, as you can, I mean, I've got RuneScape on the screen right now, but Double XP weekend was not too long ago, and I actually got quite a few 99s. I'm actually quite happy with myself. In the past, I actually kind of made like little breakdown videos for like my 99s that I've gained. Needless to say, people did not really. I don't know. I don't want to say most, but some people just really didn't like it. I actually think back to my 99 Constitution video. There's some dude arguing with me on Reddit like, "Nah, man, the way you got 99 HP is so cheap. You use lamps to get that." I'm like, okay, well, they were quest rewards, and it was for a Grandmaster quest. I mean, he kept basically trying to make an excuse that like somehow I skipped like way too much of the process. I'm like, dude, I mean, really when it boils down to it, like, dude, what do you care? Like, it's not your account. It's not your character. Why the hell do you care how I achieve this? I didn't cheat. So yeah, basically that's what I was coming back to do. I actually got a little bit curious. I think I went and checked out RuneScape. I'm like, and then I had heard about leagues a little bit earlier, and I was actually not really all that interested. I was just like, leagues, what the hell is this? And I really just didn't care all that much. But then I think I logged in out of curiosity just on my main account, and then I kept seeing stuff about leagues. I'm like, all right, what's this about? Which is hence, you know, again, this is what you're seeing on the screen here. But yeah, that's what I decided to come back, and I just had an absolute blast with it, despite only having not even half the time that everyone else had. So yeah, I managed to eke out the iron tier of the trophy that you can earn from leagues. So I'm actually going to be a little bit more ready. I hope I'm going to be a bit more ready for the next leagues for RuneScape 3. Just because, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I really like the accelerated XP growth, and also just that the game was a lot less, you know, it was a lot less grindy, and it was just it was like a race to see who could get what tasks done. Yeah, so long story short, it was a lot of fun, and it actually got me to coming back to playing RuneScape a bit, because I needed a break from what I was taking a break from RuneScape, which was Destiny. Actually, Destiny has me just bored to tears. Although Renegades is actually coming up here pretty soon, which looks kind of cool, so I might try that out. But overall, yeah, that's what's been going on here. I basically have rambled on for a little over 20 minutes about what's been going on with me and what I'd like to do with this channel here. So hopefully within the next month or within this next month or so, I can probably start cranking out some videos with some modified Let's Play content, and also start covering Hytale here, because that looks like it's a lot of fun. Well, guys, I would say that this is pretty much no. So anyhow, I've basically been rambling on about what's going on for the past almost 2 years now, almost about 25 minutes now. So yeah, that's what's been going on, guys. I've just been working a lot, and I think I'm actually gonna really start changing up how stuff works on the channel, and probably gonna get to streaming on Twitch a little bit more. So hopefully within this next month here, we can start seeing some changes, start seeing some new videos, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you guys got this far, if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and sub down below. I appreciate you guys watching this video so much, especially all of you who subscribe. We are just shy of 200 subs, and that's actually legitimate subs. It's not like me cheating with fucking subscribe train. God, I'm glad that's gone. Either way, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.